Welcome to Fox News Primetime. I am Tammy Bruce, and tonight, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, the far-left Democrats and their unquestioning allies in the media are seeing their credibility cratering like never before. Their agenda is failing at home and abroad. It's failing from coast to coast. It's failing inside Washington. And it's failing all over our major cities, where crime waves are showing no sign of slowing down, where brazen thieves are on tape committing smash-and-grab lootings, destroying property, stealing tens of thousands of dollars worth of merchandise, and Democrats just really couldn't be bothered to care about any of this. And it's getting even worse by the day. For example, in the ritzy Pacific Palisades, it's really beautiful. This is a neighborhood of Los Angeles this weekend. Gunmen reportedly entered a holiday party at a private residence. They held guests at gunpoint and demanded their jewelry and phones. It's like Mission Impossible. And down at Newport Beach's South Coast Plaza last month, gunmen robbed diners at the restaurants, one of the mini restaurants, but one has an outdoor patio. They all got robbed. Add that to all of the videos of retail stores being robbed up and down the Golden State, from Los Angeles to San Francisco. And after the murder of a news team's security guard as they covered a looting out in Northern California, one local news station is reevaluating, understandably, live field coverage of major news stories, fearful for their crew's safety while on the scene. Kira Davis and Representative Jim Jordan join me shortly to unpack what this means to all of us. Now, of course, this is the natural consequence of the left's progressive crime policy, like ending cash bail, like softening the punishment for theft, and letting violent offenders back out onto the street. The normalization of property damage, think about that. The normalization of crime more broadly. It's a direct result of progressive rule and Democrat policy. But yet, there's something even more nefarious underscoring all of this, because there's another smash-and-grab looting you might not really have heard about recently. But it's going on right under our noses, and it's from the inside of the Washington swamp. Now, this looting doesn't involve smashed display cases. It doesn't have a mob scooping up handbags and kicks. No one is lugging out big-screen TVs. But don't be fooled. What's happening in Washington is more sinister and just as reckless, because the extreme Democrats' so-called Build Back Better far-left spending spree is a quieter and sneakier form of looting and mass robbery. And the worst part of this smash-and-grab socialist spending scheme, it's not even against the law for them. So tonight, don't be fooled. Build Back Better is Washington's version of smash-and-grab looting of the American taxpayer, cradle-to-grave entitlements, special interest giveaways, laying the groundwork for more open borders and mass amnesty. It's all aimed at the destruction of the middle class, the American middle class. That's pretty much us. Destroying Americans' sense of self, their sense of independence, their sense of sovereignty, and our sense in general of prosperity. So when it comes to Democrats, it's always a one-way street, a street with a dead end of more spending, more bureaucracy, more bridges to nowhere. You remember that one? And more control over your everyday life, like looters running off with a stock of new handbags, Biden, Harris, Pelosi, and Schumer, and the Ocasio-Cortez gang of petulant progressive children are smashing and grabbing all they can with this Godzilla of a bill. Just take a small peek at what's actually inside this thing. Billions for something called tree equity. Tax credits for the rich to buy fancy electric vehicles, ramping up the funding and spying capability of the IRS, and haven't we all just been waiting for that? Billions for far-left pet projects under the guise of climate change, and, of course, laying the groundwork for mass amnesty, like allowing illegal immigrants to be eligible also for the child tax credit. And the cost? Don't believe the funny math. Fake projections, they're all out there. False narratives from the left. Joe Biden still says it will cost zero. That's the equivalent of AOC insisting the smash-and-grab lootings aren't even happening. Mark my words, the real cost of this Bolshevik spending bonanza is far greater than the $1.7 trillion you keep hearing about, as though that's already not too much. Penn's Wharton School of Business estimates the cost close to actually $4 trillion, and the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget says it could be even closer to $4.8 trillion. And why are the Democrats so hell-bent on jamming through this litany of far-left fantasies? They do it because they can, just like the looters. They see the writing on the wall. They know this is Pelosi's last stand in the majority. They see the devastating polls. All they have left, you guys, is to inflict more pain on the American public, on us, on the middle class, on every single class in this country, on working Americans and everyone else looking forward to a future with some optimism, as some sort of unhinged last hurrah before reality sets in 2022 and beyond. So they've seen their own failures. They're not blind. Failures on inflation, failure to address the supply chain woes, which is getting worse, failure in Afghanistan, failure at the border, and failure on COVID, where, remember, Joe Biden campaigned on having a secret plan to shut down the virus. They see this all unfolding, even if they don't want to say it out loud. Biden's approval has sunk to a catastrophic 36% in the latest Trafalgar poll. Harris's approval is even lower, at a historic low in the 20s, as she sees her top advisors bolting and her own White House leaking against her. Tonight, we will discuss with Miranda Devine and Mary Kissel the impact of Harris's incompetence here at home, and even more frighteningly, the confidence she and Biden are giving our enemies abroad. So they see this coming. A wave of House Democrats are retiring ahead of the 2020 red wave. And even their always loyal allies in the media mob are getting pushed out. Later in the show, we will discuss the political malevolence of the vax mandates as well. So, look, this is an excellent example we've got coming up later, too, of how we, the people, are exposing the left for what it is when the creator of the viral Twitter account, Libs of TikTok, joins us for her first ever television interview. I just love this. So the next time we see a disturbing video of a bunch of brazen criminals running through a retail store, stealing everything in sight, remember, there's a larger dynamic at play. What you're seeing is the embodiment of everything that the Democratic Party stands for: destruction, division, chaos and crime, entitlement and grievance, lawlessness, all as the left works to normalize fear and compliance. So what you're seeing is a microcosm of the Democratic Party, a microcosm of what they're doing to the country on an unprecedented level and scale and pace. And it's why they're becoming more and more desperate to sell you more discredited propaganda, desperate to sell you more tickets to their never-ending fear porn parades, and desperate to force you into compliance with their ever-changing, never-ending hysterical mandates and proclamations. So don't ever for a second believe that the path to prosperity involves giving up more control of your life. Don't for a second believe ever buy the premise that the path to freedom involves doing what you're told without question. And don't for a second ever think that you have to downsize your destiny or sacrifice your dignity to serve the left's efforts to fundamentally transform the country from a thriving global superpower into a declining socialist nightmare.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.